It is December 7th, and I am finally back at the family lodge. Right after I finished the windows and the screens, I came down with a little gout, and then we were away in Charleston for a week over Thanksgiving. It's December 7th. It's about 11 o'clock and it's only 43 degrees, but it's supposed to warm up to 55 today. So I've come back to check things over and hopefully to flush out the water heater. I just wanted to take a look around. If you look at the pier, you can see just how low the water is. This is the lowest I've seen it going into winter. We've had no significant rain in several months. Just enough to wet things down, but no heavy downpours. This is really down. Eventually, if it gets warm enough, I want to dig some dirt out of the ditch there and bring it over to this side of the pier and fill in right here, this low spot. Normally that would have water coming up and lapping it, but it's been down now for a good 2 months. I'm going to open up the cabin. You can see beautiful blue skies. I'm going to check my bare spot over here. It is really starting to fill in with new grass. Everything looks like it's been riding the weather fine for the last 3 weeks. And now I'm going to open up the cabin, the lodge. Oh, it's cool in here. And let there be light. And there was light. Good morning, Mother and Dad. I'm going to do a couple things because I'm going to be laying on the floor. Got to hit bake first. Turn it up to 350. Let it start cooking. Is that 43 in here? Is that what that meant when it first came up? I believe so. Alrighty, putting out some warm air. Oh, what I want to do, well, I'll explain it when I get everything out. I need to get a few things out of the car, and then I'll turn you back on when we get started. Well, I got out what I use for my, to flush the water heater. What we have is a plastic tub, a submersible, cheap submersible pump, and then the lines off of washer and dryer, or actually a washer. And what I do is I connect that hose to the very top of the water heater up there. Turn the valve off for the cold water, so the only place it can go is down through the water heater. Fill the tub with white vinegar, which I have a couple gallons here. We flush the water through the water heater and then down out of this lower pipe, which I'll put a hose on to catch what's coming out, and then feed it back into there and let it circulate for about 5 to 10 minutes to try to get out any debris and any loose scales, minerals that are in the water heater. Then last thing I'll do is I'll let it drain a little bit, and then I've got some distilled water, and we'll put distilled water through it a couple times to get all the vinegar out so that we don't corrode anything any worse than we need to. I've taken the hose off the top, the connector off the top, so I've got a 15/16 wrench out here to put it back on. I'll turn things back on once I get everything tightened up, and once I get it tightened up, then we'll start with the flushing. I need to tighten this back up. I've taken it off. I was hoping the hose would connect right to it, but it doesn't. So we just need to tighten this back down. It is about 44, 45 degrees in here. All the tools are cold. The pipes, or the hoses, don't want to uncurl. The electric lines don't want to move or bend. They're all tight from the cold. I've got the oven on, and I've got the ceramic heater on, trying to get this to warm up a little bit. Before I forget, I want to close this off so that vinegar can only go down to here. The rest of it will have to go down through here. And now I want to get this hose on, which is really stiff. Move this down, shut it to begin with. See if I can pre-bend this a little bit. It's going to go in underneath the sink here. Bend this a little more. Just get started. I built all the piping before we put the sink in. And little did I know how little room there would be right here. this stuff out of here. That on there. Show you what we've got going. I tighten the bolt or the nut at the top. I took tape and tried to clean out the screen at the top. I've got the hose put on the connector, and then it's on the output of the submersible pump. I've got a gallon of the 30% vinegar in there. I think that'll be enough. And then since I didn't put a connector at the bottom, it's just an outlet. I've got this PVC pipe wrapped around, just goes around it, and then I'll hold it down to get the excess to come out here. And so now we'll turn it on, see if see what'll happen, see if it'll work. Plug in the pump and see if it works. It's kind of dirty coming out of there. Okay. It is really leaking out of here. What a mess. There's a better way of doing this now. I just cannot get it up high enough to keep it from overflow. As you can tell, I still have not perfected this procedure. Top. Oh. God, that's strong. Oh. Try it. There. Well, it feels nicer outside now than it does in here. It's definitely warming up. Get a mask. The smell is overpowering. My hand is all red. There. Where it's spilled on me. I can't last a couple minutes. All I need is a couple more minutes. There we go. Cooking with gas now. I know you can see the flow coming back out, but it's got a good flow. Propping it up helps. Now I'm going to let it run. 11:54, I'll let it run to 11:56. 2 more minutes. I can see the flakes of black and all coming out. Turn my head away from it because that is strong. What we're trying to do is get all the mineral filled up and any corrosion or anything else. Trying to get it all. Probably put some more vinegar in there, but I'm trying to do it with just a gallon. Another minute. See why I said I'd like to put a connector at the bottom. That way I can just put a hose on there and not have to mess with this, but I had not planned on doing this when I first put it together. That's 56, we'll wait till it hits 57 and turn it off. What I'll do, as I unplug this, I'll turn you off, and I'm going to clean everything up and then put a gallon of distilled water in here and run water through it. Try to get all the vinegar out of there to keep it from corroding the pipe, especially the copper. Never boils. I don't know if you can see or not, but well, with the black floor, black flecks on the floor you can't, but there's flecks of black flecks of buildup of some kind that came out of the pipes. I've got the pump down there to drain all the vinegar out. I'll drain all the vinegar out of this here, of the pipe, and then I'll throw the vinegar out. We'll refill it with distilled water, and we'll run distilled water through the water heater for 2 or 3 minutes. Okay, I got everything hooked back up. I've got the tub filled with distilled water. Now I'm going to plug it and let it run for about 2-3 minutes. I've got distilled water in here now in the tub. I've got the pipe back hooked up. And now I'm going to try to run it for several minutes. Get all the vinegar out of there. There we go. It still has a little strong smell of vinegar. So what I'm going to do is empty this water out, put another gallon of fresh water in there, and that should do the trick. I just want to get as much of the vinegar out as possible so we get as little corrosion as possible from the vinegar. But the water is clear. I don't see any flakes. The thing is, it's fairly comfortable in here with just a sweatshirt on now. Oh, looks like fairly clean water. Turn this down. Take this outside, dump it, and put it in the sun, let it dry. And then start cleaning it up. All right, here is one of the cold weather projects I can do. As long as I can warm up the inside. This is a mess, and what I need to do is organize the toolboxes and organize the tools. That box down there is nothing but for plumbing, and most of it is for copper pipe. That's not needed anymore. The yellow one is mostly drill bits, and I don't think we need a separate one for that. So what I need to do is organize this, take what we don't need back to the resale store for Habitat for Humanity and get rid of some of this and get some of this mess out of here. That's a project for another day, but it's just on the wish list. Well, it's about 2:30 and I'm ready to get out of here. I've got a couple of jobs done. The most important was to flush the water heater. So let me turn this and let there be no light. And there was no light. I've got the SUV packed up and I'm just going to do a little flyby here. Door's locked. Beautiful weather. It wasn't. It's about 50, I think. It's not too bad with a sweatshirt on. The wind has picked up. I mowed the grass and the leaves. I got the riding mower out to the front and did the ditch with the push mower. Ran around the pier with the push mower, trying to get up some of the leaves that are stuck up against it. I'll show once again that the lake is very low. I've never seen it this low this late in the year. Usually it gets low in the fall and then we have the rains, fall rains, and then it comes back up, but we haven't had any really good fall rains. So you can see the yard out here has been mowed. I went through the ditch a couple times, went behind the yard barns. I've closed up the yard barn, both of them. I had to get gas out because I ran out of gas in the riding mower, so it gassed it up some. Went back to the bridge and got the leaves out of the ditch there, and that's about it. I'm out of here till the next nice day we can get. But like I said, it's December 7th, and that's our checkup for today. Until the next time, everyone take care of themselves and stay safe.